Homegrown pop star Matt Cardle is back in Essex tonight with his band Seven Summers. You may remember Matt won X Factor in 2010, quite a year. Debut single When We Collide, which we played earlier. That was the second biggest selling record of the year. First 3 albums went into the top 20. So let's find out what he's up to now, because I'm delighted to say Matt joins us live in the studio. Hello.
Hello, Ian. Thank you so much for having us, honestly.
It's a delight to have you back with us once more. How have you been?
I've been really, really good. We were just saying earlier off air, I think it was the last time I was here was 2013.
Yeah, it's too long.
Yeah, way too long.
Way too long.
Yeah. It's good to be back. Thank you.
No, well, look, let's start with the gig, because if people are wondering what to do tonight, you've still got an hour and a half that you can get down there, because it's 7:30, I think it opens.
Doors are at 7:30. We are on at 9:45. So you've got a few hours if you've got nothing to do. The Hideaways tonight, 9:45. We are on. It's serious unfinished business is what it is. We wrote this album. Well, we got the band together in 2009.
Yeah.
Neil and John are through the glass out there.
Neil and John, hello.
Hey guys. I thought they were going to come in and support us, but no, they decided to get
left it to it.
Yeah, Alex is around the corner having some dinner with his folks, the drummer. So yeah, we got this band together in 2009, maybe slightly before that, and we had just finished our first album in a very, very early 2010, and this is where it kind of got a bit grey, because I was put up for X Factor by a friend of mine. I had no idea she was doing it, and we were recording this album and in the studio and getting ready to release things. And I remember saying to the guys, like, I've gone on and, I've auditioned, but nothing's going to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Famous last words.
Exactly. I'll do the first thing. I'm never going to get through or whatever. And then one thing just kept leading to another until it just swept me away completely. So, we just finished the album. We'd done a few shows and then we took a decade hiatus. Do you know what I mean?
Creative differences, they call it. But, for a decade, it's quite a while.
I think, the romance level in what's happening this evening is high. I think 10 years can sometimes be the entire lifespan of a band, from creation to albums, and then the bust up and the breakup. So we've taken things slowly, and it's about time that we got back. And like I say, unfinished business. So we're all so proud of the album, and we're going to be playing it almost in its entirety this evening.
Fantastic.
So we're really, really looking forward to it. We've just done sound check. And one thing I must mention, it's deaf friendly as well. Emma out there through the glass as well.
Hello, Emma.
Will be signing away the show. So I think it's an amazing thing she's doing. And so we are all super excited about what's to come in really not that long, like a couple of hours max.
So this is the first time you guys have been together in a decade performing.
Yeah, well, I bumped into Neil at a wedding. I think it was about a year ago, and I was taking a break between. I think I just finished the West End show that I was doing, and I'd finished my latest album, and we were just like, we should just get back in the room and have a jam. Why aren't we? There's absolutely no reason why we're not. And then we got back in the room, and everybody was kind of 10 years better than they were.
Yeah.
When we got the band together originally. So we were like, why not? We should go out and play some shows. And obviously life gets in the way of absolutely everything, and timing and all that kind of stuff. And everyone's grown up a bit more, and everyone's got jobs and all this kind of stuff. So getting back in the room was sporadic at best, so it's taken us a year to get into this position, but we're really glad that we didn't rush into it either. We've got an amazing venue. The Hideaway is brilliant. It's a relatively new venue, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it sounds amazing down there, and we've got some great engineers around us as well, making everything sound on point. So we don't feel like we've rushed it. We've taken our time with it, and we are mere 3 hours away from launch.
I got to see Keane at the Royal Albert Hall this year, and there was very much a sense that their band had drifted apart, and then they got back together again, and they were enjoying it. They were enjoying something that they didn't think they were going to have. Is it a similar feeling?
Yeah, I think I know what you mean, Ian, and I think a lot of the time, and I've had this happen to me personally. Sometimes you forget why you're doing it, and when you're kind of battling for radio play and TV slots and all this kind of stuff, it really becomes business-like, and it saps all the love out of what you're doing. So I think for a lot of bands, for a lot of artists, you get to that point where you're like, why am I doing it? You need to either go away for a while or just stop for a while to remind yourself of why you did it in the first place, which is the fact that you love it, and it's exciting, This isn't quite the situation with Seven Summers. What happened is, X Factor kind of took me out of everything. It took me away from everything and everyone that I knew and everything I'd known, and turned my life kind of upside down and inside out. So there wasn't that kind of, oh God, we hate this now. It was just we were pulled apart, and the fact that we're all still mates and we're all still ready and waiting and ready to go here, like 10 years on exactly, is quite a feat, I think.
Is it possible to say what that moment was like back when you won X Factor? And like you say, you'd been put up for the show by a friend.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're being told, here's a record deal.
Yeah.
You're going to be Christmas #1, or you're going to have a #1. We're going to produce this album. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. And your life is suddenly taken over by other people.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't mind being told in certain sort of facets of my life. I really don't mind being told what to do and where to go and who to speak to and where to have lunch and what car to get in, all that kind of stuff. So the only thing with the show is there is absolutely zero preparation for fame and for attention on that scale. If you think about any band, they have a nice, smooth, sometimes quick, sometimes slow kind of trajectory towards complete unknown to fame. And the other thing about X Factor is you're locked in a contestant house for the entire time that you're on the show. So you literally go into that house as no one knows you, and you come out the other side. And 2010's series was the numbers were unprecedented, like 19.5 million people towards the end of it watching, and then you get spat out the other side with a good luck and a pat on the back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, see how you get on, bro.
Yeah. I was reading up on your wiki page earlier, which I always like doing, and we always like finding out what in that is actually accurate and what isn't. It said your music influence goes from Rage Against the Machine to Lady Gaga. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it is accurate. I've been into all sorts, ever since I was little. It's never really been. I remember my music teacher at school being like, Matt, don't be so tunnel vision with rock. You should be a musician before you want to be a rock star. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of broadened my horizons, but only in my late 20s, with regards to the music that I wanted to create. Also, like the music that we write and that we play isn't always what we listen to, because I cannot be Kate Bush. No. As much as I want to be.
There are very few of us that could hit what Kate Bush manages to hit.
Yeah, exactly.
So where on your scale is Seven Summers? Where would the music be for this album?
Do you know what? What it is, Ian, is it's before any influence with regards to will the radio play it? Do we get to the chorus within 30 seconds? All the rubbish that ruins music, if I'm honest.
The rules, basically.
The rules. It was before the rules. It was pre the rule book for me and the band. So it's honest, and I remember when we got back in the room and started playing it again, I was like, oh my, this is just so honest. We had no agenda but to make a brilliant record, and we did. We had a lot of fun doing it and making it, and there was no label, there was no manager, there was no A&R saying, oh, I'm not sure about this one. We wrote 12 songs and we put 12 songs down. So it was just romantic, and the reason that we said about Keane and stuff, it's the reason that we got into it in the first place. So it's revisiting a time when it was just nothing but love.
Do you think you appreciate it more second time round because you've had that other experience?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think I still kill myself over being the best we can be, and will always be. I'm terrified now about the gig. I think we all are, because we care so much and we want it to go well and be a great night, which I'm sure it will be. Yeah. It is. It's just romantic, if I'm honest.
You've tried several things over the years. You had a good run in theatre as well, weren't you, in Memphis?
Yes, we Memphis with Beverly Knight in 2015, and then 2017-18 I took over from Will Young in Strictly Ballroom, and then played Pontius Pilate in Jesus Christ Superstar just this summer at the Barbican Theatre, which was amazing. Not the most uplifting of experiences, because it's spoiler alert, we all know that, you know, if that's something that you believe in, that Jesus died on the cross, but you really don't expect to see it so graphically at the end of the show. It really gets to everyone, and you know, it really does drain everyone emotionally, from the ensemble to Jesus to Judas to myself. It really took it out of you every night. But like I say, an incredible experience.
So going forward, I mean, do you know which path you want to follow, or are you happy following these multiple paths of solo, band, theatre?
Well, I think in this day and age, there's no guarantees, especially with the way things are going with streaming and music. They're like, playing live is one of the only ways to guarantee making money through music. You know, I think with streaming, the power has been handed back to the people a little bit, because Spotify aren't as picky as, say, the radio will choose what is being streamed the most, where Spotify will, if they like it, they throw it on the playlist, and it can make and break artists nowadays. But like I say, I finished my 4th album with Sony, which was last 2018 or 2017, and we're yet to tour that next year. But Seven Summers is also going back on the road next year. Festivals, you know, everything that we can do. And you know, if a show comes along, then yeah, I mean, I've been in auditions for all sorts of shows. Not all of them come off, because you know, you can't have everything.
Yeah, and when you're ramming all this in, you know, do you manage to keep, I don't want to use the phrase keep it real, do you manage to keep friends and family around you? Do you manage to make time for everyone else as well, and keep your head in the right place? Yeah,
I think that is the battle, really.
Yeah,
Ian, is you know, I spent a long time in London, especially writing Time to Be Alive, my latest album, because it took me 3 years to write. I did a show in 2015 and then spent 2, and I sat there and was like, well, I mean, why am I in London? You know, a lot of my friends and family are back at home, you know, and you do, the older you get and the longer in the tooth you get in the industry, you realise that what's necessary and what's not necessary to do, and how to be, and you know who your friends and family are, and the ones that are here now are the ones that I knew would be here now in 2010. Lots of people came and went, believe me, so many. But you just have to keep your head on your shoulders, I think. Try to, at least.
Well, look, enjoy gigging with your mates tonight.
I will.
It sounds an amazing experience. Let's mention it again. So it's at the Hideaways, which apparently opened in January. So you're right, new venue, well done.
Yeah.
It's doors opening at 7:30 tonight. You reckon you'll be on after 9ish?
Yeah, we'll say 9:30, 9:45 we'll be on, and it's only an album, so it's a short set, 45 minutes. It's deaf friendly if you guys want to come down. But yeah, there are still tickets on the door. It's only £10 to get in, so I know it's before Christmas, but it's a cheap and cheerful gig.
Only a tenner. Absolute bargain. Matt, look, it's been brilliant catching up with you. Thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
Come and see us again soon, whatever project you're following next.
Will do.
Seven Summers playing tonight, the Hideaways in Chelmsford, doors opening there at 7:30.